Hey everybody, welcome back to Opinions Non Grata. This is a channel that I started at the end of the last college football season with the intention that I was going to record a video pretty much every day, kind of like a lunch break confessional, if you will, so that when I'm at my work and I take my lunch break, give you guys some thoughts on things, some opinions on things, see if you agree, if you disagree, wherever you stand on it. Hey, everybody is free to have their own opinion on Opinions Non Grata. But today, I have brought the channel back out of a, quote, mini retirement so that we could talk about this brand new preseason AP poll that has just dropped today, August 16th, 2026. Now, first of all, let me say that I, for one, think that preseason polls are absolutely stupid. They've always been stupid. They will always be stupid. Half the time when you listen to radio shows or you read articles where the people that vote in the AP polls are writing and talking about the teams that they cover, they really don't know anything more than you and I know. And that's even more true than ever with the advent of transfers and things like that. They have no clue what these teams are going to be. We can have a good idea that there's certain teams like Ohio State and Georgia that are pretty much always good. They always have a pretty good team. They're well coached. You know, they're going to have a good season. We can kind of guess that kind of stuff. But it's some of the other things that I see on these polls that just, I don't know. It just frustrates the hell out of me because these are the exact same polls that are going to be used at the end of the year for, quote, strength of schedule. Okay, so a preseason poll before a team has ever played a game, when writers who have biases towards all their different local schools are pumping them up, those are going to be the basis for the strength of schedule arguments later in the season. And you can tell me I'm wrong, but I'm not. Because at the end of the season, it'll be, well, Alabama beat 7 ranked teams, including, and they'll go all the way back to the beginning of the year. Doesn't matter if that team that they beat in week 1 that was number 12 is now 7-6 or, you know, whatever, 7-5 or 4-8. That doesn't matter. Well, they were a ranked team when they beat them. Preseason polls are garbage. There should not be an AP poll or a coaches poll until at least the 3rd week of the season. Week 3, you introduce the polls. Week 8, you start the college football playoff polls, and we go the rest of the way with that. Preseason polls are absolute crap. Just crap. That being said, that rant over. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Do you agree with me? Preseason polls are stupid? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think they're great? Let me know in the comments down below. If you say they're great, let me know what team you root for in the comments down below as well. Because I guarantee you, teams that you like that maybe just outside of that top 25, like a Clemson, you're probably not too thrilled with the preseason top 25 today. But that being said, let's kind of talk about today's top 25. Now, all the regulars, all the quote-unquote blue bloods are pretty much all up there. Ohio State at number 1, Oregon at number 2, Georgia number 3, Notre Dame number 4, Texas number 5. Now, last year, I want to say that 3 of the top 5 teams, maybe it's that they weren't even in the top 25. It's some stat like that, that nothing even close to the way the season ended. So which of these 5 teams has the biggest shot of not having a good season? Well, let's look through it. Ohio State, fairly tough schedule, but it's Ohio State. Their freshman quarterback played a full season last year, has a full season under his belt. He's going to be even better. He was a Heisman finalist. Ohio State's going to be just fine. Oregon, I think Oregon's going to be just fine. Oregon had a pretty monster season last year. They got their quarterback coming back. They've got a home field advantage that's almost like unlike anybody else. I really and truthfully think Oregon's going to be fine. Let's talk Georgia for a second. What about Georgia? I think that Georgia has the potential of having a rebound year and really making it deep in the playoffs this year. Now, that's all based on the fact that I think Kirby Smart's going to get back a little bit to running the football, playing defense. They've had some high-flying offenses over the last few years, but I really think we're about to see a Georgia team that's going to try to run the ball down people's throat and just get back to winning games, kind of an old-fashioned Herschel Walker-style way. So I think Georgia's going to be fine. What about Notre Dame? Notre Dame's got a pretty weak schedule, but I think Notre Dame, as we saw last year, they slip up a couple of times, they're out of the playoff. Well, guess what? That's not happening this year. Notre Dame is going to have a really good season, I think. I think they're gonna boat race a few teams. Notre Dame's probably a little pissed off from last year, and they're going to absolutely demolish a few teams, which leaves me with the team that I think is going to struggle the most, and that's Texas. Texas has a pretty tough schedule. I know that everybody that prognosticates on the radio is high on Texas. Not so much for me. I think that Texas is going to have a pretty rough season. I could see up to about 4 losses for Texas. And I'm sorry, I don't see that being enough to get them into the playoffs. So I think of the top 5 preseason teams, Texas is absolutely not going to make the playoff. What about the last 5 of the top 10? Indiana, Miami, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I can tell you right now, Oklahoma and Ole Miss, get the hell out of here. You don't even have a shot. You don't even have a shot. Oklahoma, I think, was preseason picked to finish 7th in the ACC, but they're in the preseason top 10 of the AP. Oklahoma has a murderer's row schedule. They are not going to make the playoff this year. Ole Miss, I'm sorry. Great season last year. Sucks what happened to you, but you, I think, are about to have a rude awakening. And it's not because Lane Kiffin left. It's just because you got a pretty tough schedule. I don't think that you're going to be able to survive the entire year. I could be wrong, but I think that Ole Miss is set for a big step back. Texas A&M has underperformed for the last 25 years. Hell, Kevin Sumlin still, I think, has a better record than their last 4 coaches, winning percentage-wise, and they ran Kevin Sumlin out like he was freaking Frankenstein with pitchforks and freaking fire. I mean, if I were Kevin Sumlin, I'd be sitting back right now just laughing my ass off every season. Now, I know Texas A&M had a decent season last year, but nothing special. Nothing special at all about it. So what about Miami? I could really see, I know there's a lot of hype about Miami and getting Menza from Duke and all this kind of stuff. But I could see Miami having a pretty decent regular season record and just flaming out first round of the playoffs this year. And Indiana, can Indiana do the unthinkable 3 years in a row? I don't know. They keep getting these one-year quarterbacks that come in and light the world on fire. Can they do it again this year? I don't know. We'll see. You guys let me know in the comments down below which of these top 10 teams you think has the best shot of winning the national championship in the comments down below. And one more time, let's just talk about this for a second. Preseason polls are absolutely stupid, dumb, should never happen, ignorant, unusable, unneeded, unlikable. You get the drift, guys. I'll see you on the next video, and promise you, it won't be a year until you get the next one. Bye.